Worried about the decks and mixer not being set up the way that you're used to when you get to a venue? Can you be sure that the CDJs are in your preferred playing mode or that the quantize hasn't been disabled? What about the fader curves and the effects timings on the mixer? Are they set to how you're used to using them? Or are they set up for DJ Master Scratch and the Scratchington posse? Hi, I'm DJ Hurley from MKFM, also known as the 1989 DMC finalist Rough Cut. And I've been a professional, working, award-winning DJ basically since dinosaurs were invented. And in this video, I want to show you how to customize your CDJ and mixer settings using Rekordbox. I'll show you how to sync those settings to a USB device, and then we'll load them onto the Pioneer CDJ 3000 and DJM A9 mixer. Now, you might be wondering why customize your settings. While it's not essential, tweaking the player and mixer to suit your preferences and what you're used to can make your performance smoother, faster, and, well, basically more comfortable. It's about tailoring your gear to your style. So let's get into it. First, get Rekordbox open, then click on the gear icon in the top right corner. That'll open up the preferences. You could go to the Rekordbox menu in the top left corner, select preferences from there. Or if you're like me and you like keyboard shortcuts, then if you're on a Mac, you can press Command and the comma. In the preferences window, from the navigation menu on the left, click DJ System, and then click the My Settings tab at the top. Here you'll see two main sections, Player and Mixer. These are the settings that you want to change for the equipment to make it feel more familiar for you when you rock up at the venue. I'll start with the player settings. Expand DJ setting and you'll see options for play mode, eject and load lock, needle lock, quantize beat value. I always set this to 1, that's my personal preference. You've got hot cue auto load, I set this to on, so when I load a track onto the CDJs, the hot cues load immediately. And I like to enable the color option for my hot cues as well. I like to set time mode to remain and jog mode to vinyl. Again, these are just my personal preferences. You may go with something completely different. You can set the tempo range, enable master tempo, enable quantize. For me, yep, that's getting enabled. You can also set sync, phase meter, vinyl speed adjust, and beat jump values from here. Expand display LCD to set your preferences for the large screen on the CDJs. I'm going to set the brightness for the main display and the deck display to be the max of 5. Expand display indicator to then set the remaining settings for the slip, on air. I love this feature. So when everything's networked together using Pro DJ Link, when you raise the fader on the channel with a playing CDJ, the ring light actually turns red, so you can see which deck is actually currently playing out live to the audience. There's absolutely no point in me having disc slot illumination enabled, as there is no CD slot on a CDJ 3000. I'll definitely boost the pad and button brightness to the max, which is 4. So next, let's customize the mixer settings. Expand DJ setting, and from here you can tweak the channel fader curve, the long fader curve if you're lucky enough to be playing on a DJM V10 with the long faders. I've never even seen one, let alone actually played on one. If you're not sure what these curves actually mean, well, if you like smooth transitions, you'll more likely prefer a linear fader curve. But if you're into scratching, you'd go for a more sharper curve, something a bit more aggressive. The crossfader curve can be adjusted here too. You can customize settings for your headphones, beat effects quantize. For me, yep, again, I'm going to ensure that this one's enabled. Settings for the microphone channel can also be set here too, although I personally tend not to set these ahead of time, I just set them on the day. You can expand brightness and adjust the mixer display from here. You guessed it, I'm obviously going to max this out at 5. Now these small tweaks can make a big difference to how your set feels, so take the time to experiment. Once your player and mixer settings are dialed in, it's time to sync them to your USB stick or SD card. Now this can be the same device that your music is on. It's not like you need to turn up at the venue with multiple devices, although I always would recommend that you have a backup or two. But what I mean is, it's not like you need to use a separate USB device or SD card for your settings and then another one for your music. It can all go on the same. Make sense? Plug in your USB or SD card and go to the Display Devices option from the left navigation icons. Then right-click on your device and select Import My Settings. If prompted to replace existing settings, which is likely, click Yes. Click the My Settings tab at the top and expand Player and Mixer to ensure that your custom settings have indeed been moved across to your device. Your USB or SD card is now not just a music library, but it's also a portable settings library. Go ahead and click the Remove Device icon, and we'll take it over to the decks. Okay, so now for the fun part, loading your settings onto the gear in the venue. So plug your USB or SD card into one of the CDJ players. When the CDJ recognizes your device, so the USB port or the SD card is recognized and loaded, the settings will load automatically for you onto the CDJ. For the mixer, you can connect the USB to the Pioneer DJM mixer and follow the same process. However, if everything is connected via Pro DJ Link, the mixer will identify that there are DJM mixer settings actually on the device plugged into the CDJ. So that's pretty cool. So a message will appear on the mixer screen saying my settings data was found. So if you push and hold the quantize button on the mixer, the screen will then change. You'll be on the My Settings Load page. Just press the tab button on the mixer to load the settings and then tap the quantize button to come out of that menu. That's it, your preferences are now loaded and you're ready to play with a setup that actually feels like home. Customizing your player and mixer settings in Rekordbox might seem like a small thing, but it can really enhance your confidence and your control during a gig. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button, drop a comment, let me know if this is something that you do, and don't forget to subscribe for more DJ tips, tricks, and mixes. I'm DJ Hurley from MKFM, and until next time, keep spinning, stay creative, and I'll see you in the mix.